Grade 10 CBSE linear equation, pair of linear equation in two variables. This is our context today. To start off, we know that if I have an equation like this, 2x plus 3y is equal to 6. We did this in class 9. We were asked to find solutions for this equation, and we were also plotting this on the graph, which happens to be a straight line. இதில் சொல்யூஷன்ஸ் கண்டுபிடிக்கும் போது we were asked to find four solutions, arrange it in the ax plus by plus c format, identify abc, இதெல்லாம் லைன்ல படிச்சிருக்கோம். So now we're going to have one more equation along with this, and that's why we call this as pair of equations in two variables. And we can clearly see that we have two variables in the equations present here. So இப்போ நார்மலாகவே x and y கண்டுபிடிக்கணும் அப்படின்னா ஐந்தில் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், we had infinite solutions for one equation. இப்போ ரெண்டு ஈக்குவேஷன் இருந்தாதான் எக்ஸாக்ட் வேல்யூ ஆஃப் எக்ஸ் அண்ட் ஒய் நம்ம கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியும். அதாவது ரெண்டு வேரியபிள் கண்டுபிடிக்கணும்னா we need two equations. If we are supposed to find two unknowns, we need two equations. For three unknowns, we need three equations and so on. So three equations, three variables, 12th படிப்பீங்க. So now we're going to plot this line. The first line, let's say for example, if let's say the line is AB, it is like this. And this is the line CD, it happens to be like this, for example. Okay. So now what are the possibilities when you plot two lines on the coordinate plane? So either they might meet each other, we call it as intersecting, or they may not meet each other at all, even if it's indefinitely extended. So that is the parallel line. Otherwise, they may be one over the other, which is coincident lines. இது மூணு தான் நடக்கிறதுக்கான சான்சஸ் இருக்கு when we are plotting two lines on the graph. So இது நம்ம எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம்? லைன் வந்து ஒரு ஈக்குவேஷனுக்கு சொல்யூஷன் கண்டுபிடிச்சி லைன் பிளாட் பண்ணி அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் அது இன்டர்செக்ட் ஆதா பேரலா இருக்கான்றது கண்டுபிடிக்க வேண்டிய தேவையில்லை. We will just see the equation and find out how these lines will be plotted. So we have the coefficient of the first equation, x variable of the first coefficient, will take it as a1. Y variable or coefficient is b1, and the constant is c1 for the first equation. Similarly, for second equation, it's a2, b2, and c2. So, in our example, a1 is 2, b1 is 3, c1 is 6. And my second example, second equation, a2 is 3, b2 is -2, c2 is 12. Do not ignore the negative sign. Okay, coefficient அப்படின்னு சொன்னாலே y கூட என்னெல்லாம் இருக்கு, we have a minus sign and a number 2. So எல்லாமே நம்ம ப்ராப்பரா கன்சிடர் பண்ணணும். Okay, so now these are the coefficients of the respective equations. Now see the ratios of these coefficients, a1 by a2. a1 by a2 என்ன 2 by 3, b1 by b2, which is 3 by -2 in my example. c1 by c2 is 6 by 12, which is 1 by 2. So as per the example given here, these are the respective ratios. So the ratios of we are going to identify how these lines will behave, right? Now, how do you find that? So the first condition for two lines to intersect or cross over one another or meet at a single point, இதுக்கு நிறைய நம்ம வந்து types of statements கொடுக்கலாம், but it is all about the point of intersection. So இதுக்கு வந்து if you have the first two coefficient ratios not equal, then 100% definitely both the lines will meet at one point. And we know that lines can meet only at one point, right? Two lines can meet at one point. So in the not equal to ratios we can identify these two lines will meet somewhere, some point or the other. Okay. So in the example of my example 2 by 3 and the other variable ratio, other coefficient is 3 minus 3 by 2, and they are not same. They're not equal. Hence, what do we say, that these two lines intersect each other? That's it. Simple. Okay. So this is the first level, entry level of understanding. Next, if we are talking about parallel lines, we should have a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. In the coefficient ratios and the constant ratios should not be equal. This is the condition to identify whether the two of the lines will be parallel to each other. Example I tell you, 2x plus 3y is equal to 6. 4x plus 6y is equal to minus 6. இப்போ இதோட ratios பாருங்க, a1 by a2, b1 by b2, c1 by c2. இதுல ஒரு catch என்னன்னா, in one equation 6 இங்க கொடுத்திருக்கலாம். Okay, so for example, if it is 2x plus 3y minus 6 is equal to 0, and the other equation is 4x plus 6y is equal to minus 6. Now you have to decide whether you're going to bring this constant to the other side where already you have another constant from second equation. Illana, you can bring this minus 6 to அதாவது எல்லாத்தையுமே ஒரே சைட்ல வச்சுக்கோங்க. Either the constants to the left or constants to the right and the appropriate side. இப்போ இந்த minus 6 இங்க போச்சுன்னா என்ன ஆகும்? It becomes plus 6. Or in the minus 6 left க்கு transpose ஆச்சுன்னா it becomes plus 6. Okay, so அந்த மாதிரி twist and turns you can expect from these questions. Be very careful and clear with the coefficients and the signs. And one more thing, you can also have it like this: 2x plus 3y is equal to, or minus 6 is equal to 0. 6y plus 4x is equal to minus 6. All possible ways it can be jumbled all over just to confuse or not be able to understand in an easier manner. The other questions are so the ratios in x and y are not in place, so you have to right away put them, swap them in the right order. And as I told you, you can either bring this minus 6 here or keep it here only. So in the clear. Now coming back to this, in the equations, in the ratios, 2 by 4, 3 by 6, 6 by minus 6. If in the ratio simplify panale, we will identify they are in the ratio 1:2 and they are equal, whereas the last one is in the ratio 1:-1. So they are not equal. Okay, so a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 and not equal to c1 by c2. Those two lines will be parallel to each other. They will never meet, and never meet என்றதுக்கு இன்னொரு presentation is there is no solution to such lines. Solution அப்படிங்கிறதே the meeting point தான் indicate பண்ணுது. Okay, so if there is no meeting point, then there is no solution for both the lines. So parallel lines, they never meet, and hence there is no solution. In the last category we were discussing is coincident lines. So in the ratio பார்த்தோம், first coefficients will not be equal, and the parallel lines to பார்க்கும்போது coefficients are equal, whereas the constants will not be in the same ratio. And the final condition for coincident lines, that is lines being one over the other, அதுக்கு ratios வந்து a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. எல்லாமே ஈக்குவலா இருந்தா the lines are coincident, they are one over the other. So இதுக்கு we call it as infinitely many solutions. For example, 10x plus 15y is equal to 30. Now you see the ratios here: 2 by 10, 3 by 15, 6 by 30. All the ratios are equal, therefore they are one over the other, or they have infinitely many solutions. இதை நம்ம வந்து verify பண்ணலாம் using graph also, just for you to understand. இப்போ first equation ஓட solutions நான் ரெண்டு எழுதிக்கிறேன். First thing is 3, 0. Second one is 0, 2. நீங்க இந்த அளவுக்கு இன்ஸ்டன்டா சொல்யூஷன் எழுதுற மாதிரி இருக்கணும். In case if you are asked to plot these in the line on the graph. Okay, so இதுக்கு வந்து நம்ம 9th பண்ண மாதிரி don't take too much time. Immediately you may have to find the solutions for this. Similarly, second one is y0 போடுறேன், x is 3, 0 and 0, 2. See this, you have it's the same thing. So plot பண்ண என்ன வரும்? 3, 0, 0, 2. This is the first line, and obviously 3, 0, 0, 2 is the points for the second line as well. So therefore, one over the other coincident lines, infinitely many solutions. In the sense, நீங்க first line க்கு என்ன x and y எடுத்தாலும் அதை இங்க substitute பண்ணீங்கன்னா you will have 30. So whatever solution is there for the first equation, they will be satisfying the second equation as well. So in the satisfying in the மாதிரியான terms எல்லாம் you need to understand. Okay, question paperல இந்த மாதிரி தான். Okay, so this is how using ratios you will identify about the three categories of things. Now, what are the questions you can expect from this? 2x minus 3y is equal to 6. One equation they will give you. They'll ask you the pair such that these two equations are parallel to one another. So, நீங்களே எழுத போறீங்க second equation, matching the first one such that these two lines are parallel. So, parallel என்ன condition? அதை first recall பண்ணணும். A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, but not equal to C1 by C2. So, ரொம்ப careful-ஆ இதெல்லாம் நீங்க mention பண்ணணும். See, you can also write 2x minus 3y, but இங்க 6 இருக்கக்கூடாது because these two should not be equal, right? So you can write minus 6 also, 7 also, 10 also, infinite numbers நீங்க எடுக்கலாம். So for ratios பாருங்க 2 by 2 is equal to minus 3 by 3 is not equal to 6 by 7. So இது வந்து parallel line கான condition. So இந்த லைன்க்கு நீங்க infinite parallel line equation எழுதலாம். So you can write 4x minus 6y is equal to 10. Or you can write minus 2x plus 3y is equal to 100. Infinite parallel line equation. Similarly, for one equation, you can also write infinite intersecting line equation. You can also write infinite coincident line equation. Can you all understand this? By now, you should have some clarity. Or equation to ratios same. First, ratios will be same not only if you have the same numbers, if you have the multiples of the number. Okay. So இதோட நீங்க half கூட போடலாம். 1x minus 1.5y is equal to 7. So you have infinite equations for all the three conditions. Now let's verify the condition for parallelism using graph. In the equation at the current 2x minus 3y is equal to 6. So இதுக்கு solution 3, 0, 0, minus 2. 3, 0, 0, minus 2. Just rough diagram. So this is line 1's equation 1 line. Okay. Second one I'm writing 2x 3.5 0, and let's take some other value here. 0, minus 7 by 3. 7 by 3 is approximately 2.33. Okay, I'll plot control for the customer. Okay, you can take some other value also. So 3.5, 0, 3.5, 0 is here. 0, minus 7 by 3. Okay. So this is how the lines will behave according to the equation. So hope you all understand this. This is very well drafted in a single tabular column in your NCERT book. You can go through that. இதுக்கு வந்து நிறைய பேரும் கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. See, intersecting lines, they meet at only one point. Okay, ஒரு pair of equation ஒரே ஒரு solution தான் இருக்கும். So we call that as unique solution. Okay, unique solution சொல்லுவோம். அதே மாதிரி இதுக்கு நான் முன்னாடியே சொன்னேன், parallel lines they will never meet. Meeting point is actually the solution. So this is the only category where there is no solution. Whereas for coincident lines, infinitely many solutions. So solution based categorization பண்ணீங்கன்னா இப்படி மூணு விதமா நம்ம சொல்லலாம். Unique, no solution, infinitely many solutions. Okay. அதுக்கப்புறம் இதை வந்து dependent pair of equations னு சொல்லுவோம். Dependent pair of equation, coincident lines. Okay. And these two, unique and infinitely many solutions. அதாவது எந்த solution இருக்கோ, they are consistent pair of equations. இது ரெண்டும் consistent pair. Whereas parallel line is inconsistent pair of equations. Okay. So ratios வச்சு மீட் ஆகுதா இல்லையா கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம். மீட் ஆச்சுன்னா ஒரு பாயிண்ட்ல மீட் ஆகுதா, அந்த பாயிண்ட் எப்படி கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம்ன்றது you'll see in the next video. So ஒரு பாயிண்ட்ல தான் மீட் ஆகிறனால it is having only one solution, so we call it as unique solution. அது solution இருக்கிறனால it is consistent. When you're talking about parallel lines, they will never meet, so there is no solution for it, and hence it is inconsistent. When you're talking about coincident lines, every point of one equation is a solution for its pair as well. Therefore, they come under infinitely many solution category. அதுக்கு வந்து ஸ்பெஷலா dependent pair of equations ஒரு categorization வரும். Okay, so this is about the first phase of pair of linear equations, two variables class set, and go through this video multiple times until you are thorough with this. இதுக்கப்புறம் we will find out how to find the point of intersection. Practice well. See you all soon in another video. Take care.